All right, I believe we are now live on the first week of Yeti Talk. It's crazy. I'm just happy it seems to be working. Hopefully everybody can hear us out there and we're live. Well,
We're having here having a little shout out to our sponsors and talking Yeti talk. Greg and I thought what a great time to maybe get some word out to the people interested in who where the Yeti are this off season, and let's start talking. Let's have some fun and put some smiles on people's faces and talk lacrosse, talk whatever you guys want to talk about.
yeah,
What do you got,
definitely.
Beecher? Talk to me,
Well,
Beecher.
let's
What do
do
you
the
want?
let's start out with the introduction. We've got Paul Noecker, GM of the Yeti Talk, the going to be the host of the Yeti Talk every week. I'm just kind of here to run the production, and hopefully we'll get some people in the chat. I can kind of watch out for that stuff
Yeah, if
and
you can.
talk about what's going on with the Nexus Center. This week we've got Rodney Redeye. Seems to know a lot about what's going on with box lacrosse. I had a chance to talk to him. Our podcast should be coming out hopefully by the end of this week if I can get some time to get it all edited.
Probably a lot of editing you got to do.
It's a lot of fun. It's awesome getting to meet you guys. So I had a chance to talk to you. Now, you guys essentially, when Paul decided to start the Yeti, he told me that he made his first phone call to you. And why don't you guys kind of give us a rundown of how that all played out?
All
Well, it was
right.
really to Nick Benjamin actually was the one that Paul reached out to. Then Nick got to me because that's where I met Nick was at Tri City during that summer league. And then at first I was like, oh man, go back to Utica. It's a long drive. But then Nick, and then we went to Philadelphia for a tournament for Tri City. And then as soon as we played that, I was like, yeah, I was hooked. I was like, I got to go play for the Yeti.
Yeah, yeah. There's and the Yeti family is definitely it's a blast. That's what they do. They soak you right in. They make you feel like, oh my god, I got to be a part of this, and let's go.
Oh yeah, I mean, I like I said in our podcast before, I knew a few guys. I didn't know everybody. Now that, like I said, now that we all know each other, I text everybody as much as I can. We're on Snap. We got a group Snap, group chat. I talk to them basically every night. So it turned, like I said, it turned into a family. So I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. And now I'm actually listening where our 20-second delay sounds like everybody can hear us, so we should be good to go. It'll be recording. And Paul, so what was it like starting the Yeti up? And how is it now this year getting to do your first practice in the Nexus Center?
The Nexus Center is it's pretty special. The building itself, the atmosphere, it's electrifying. The guys they loved it. Field is a little different. It's not your normal rolled out carpet. They're 8 foot, 8 foot, 8 foot by 4 foot square. They're almost insulated. A single 8 foot by 4 foot insulated turf sheet. But it's weird. It's not like a normal turf. I guess the soccer they like it because obviously it's a beautiful facility. But soccer is different than lacrosse. Soccer likes a more natural because of all the where they've come together. There's so many different ball. You know, the ball for a soccer ball it hits where they hook together, and it makes a different curve. Where lacrosse, we're in the air, so it doesn't bother us at
Yeah.
all. Where the facility, the turf is awesome. The lighting is awesome. You know, all the way around. You know, the downtown Utica is turning a corner, and it's going to be electrifying down there. I'm very excited. We had last night 19 runners on our first night, 19 guys, two goalies. Chris from Oswego dropped down, and I butcher last name, so I'm not even gonna Chris B. I'm going Chris B. Because I can't say everybody's names, and I apologize. But a shout out to him because he shot down from Oswego last night and had a blast. We started at 8 o'clock. Every week we're going to be playing at 8 o'clock. One thing that we do have to do right now until we get everything squared away is everybody has to have U.S. lacrosse insurance. You go to uslacrosse.org and get that squared away. If you played summer league, whatever, that's what Tri-City uses. That's what we're going to be using right now. Uh, and I think it was $10. The guys had a blast. We thought about doing another half an hour, and because there was only 19 of us, they said an hour was enough. Well, we're good on the hour run. All good. So afterwards, we got the Sully was in goal, and Chris, and we gave them not to say a breakdown, but we gave them some rubber, just going around the horn, shooting around the horn, and making sure they got their ample shots that they came out to get. So it was awesome. It was awesome. Very excited about it. And next week, the word is there's probably eight more Yeti guys that said they're going to come up, and Binghamton guys said they're coming. They want to get a touch of the, as they said, the virgin grass. So we're gonna jump on and take it for a ride next week with a little more participation. Excited about it. Excited.
Yeah, maybe next week we'll do the Yeti talk Tuesday night instead. Do it from the Nexus Center while the open floor is going on.
That would be pretty awesome. As far as once the Sunday on starting December 4th, Tri City has our youth program. We're starting that up earlier in the afternoon. The girls programs is going to be running a sixes inside the box until we get enough interest to get the girls box team going. There is interest, and if there are girls out there that want to get into the box program, we have about 5, 6 girls that are, let's do this. But on the same note as it costs a lot of money to be inside the facility, so we can't amply for 5 people. We want to mix them in with the guys because it's the same game. That's the awesome part about it. But on the same note is, it works with hockey. Maybe we can work it with the girls, but once again, there is a difference once you start breaking it down physically. So we want to make sure everybody obviously is safety taught the safe way, and we're going to let the sixes start it. They're going to get the feel of the boards, understand the boards, like the boards, and all of a say, oh yeah, let's throw another helmet on, give me some gloves, and let's play. At the Laxney, I've been watching on YouTube. That hit is, what's it, about 3,000, almost 3,000 people have hit that YouTube. And I know I was watching most of those games in there. And when those girls were playing, that was the loudest cheering going on was during the girls game. And it was awesome. So the girls game is going to be starting soon. But then at about 6 o'clock in the evening, we're going to start our boys program and box them up. We're teaching box this year. We're and then we're also going to relate to why the box game is good for the field game and how you can translate the two of them to make your field game better. But they're going to be in shape when they get to their high schools if their high schools aren't doing something as well. So excited about that too.
Yeah, I bet. Now that is one thing I wanted to talk to Rodney about. Now, like you said, Tri-City's been going for 40 years now. You've got a pretty good outdoor program. You guys definitely have a grasp on that. But one of the regions that you reached out to Rodney is Rodney. You've been playing box lacrosse since you were a little kid. So wondered if you could give us a little like your opinion on how you feel going from box to field, field to box, and kind of a little bit of that.
When I first started playing field, it was kind of, I don't want to run this much. It's like, why are we playing in such a big field? Like, but I got used to it, and I actually like right now I love box lacrosse. But I also love playing field, so it's like it evens out for me. Um, Getting to high school, I found out that your box still skills transition really well into the field, and it helped me personally get to school because of that. And I never thought I could get to college I couldn't do it just on academics alone, so that helped me a lot. I like the aspect that field helps these kids get to college. But just to hit on with what Paul said too is that I was going to say something we were talking about that girls game at Lax Night. I lost my voice because I was screaming so much during that game. That game was awesome, and I can't wait to see more of that. Especially now that Nexus Center, there's no reason why it shouldn't blow up.
Yeah,
But back to the original question, field is a gateway from box lacrosse to get kids into school, I think, and you see a lot of the Canadians now coming down and playing field lacrosse, so they're starting to gel pretty good. And now with U.S. Lacrosse starting all their box programs and all this and that, so pretty soon it's going to be on the same page, and no one's really going to stick out more than the other. But I mean, that's down the road. So, but I mean, box lacrosse. If I had to choose, it's box lacrosse all day for me. That's all. That's all I know. That's all I ever played. I mean, I'm still technically new to field because I started so late playing field. So that's where I see that at.
yeah. Now, it's funny because, like you said, you started late into that, but you still play with a long pole. So even playing box, it was easier for you to kind of transition to a or to a longer stick and playing that style.
Yeah, my well in box lacrosse I play offense. I can play anything in box lacrosse, but I was more offense minded for some reason. But that transition field with a D pole, it gave me better mitts to run the ball up and score with that D pole, where I learned how to do takeaway checks also. So that helped tremendously with my hands, box lacrosse to field lacrosse, and then like people like I do things with a long pole. People are like, oh, how'd you do that? I was like, well, I don't know. I just always done that. It's just I feel it's because of box lacrosse now. Now that I look back on it, and so yeah, I'd say that's box lacrosse has a lot to do. It gives you better hands.
Yeah, it definitely makes you have to do things in a tighter area. The slides are a lot closer onto you. Um, and the other thing is your goal seems so much smaller because yes, you've got the smaller net, but you've got the goalie with the positions, and that accuracy on the shots is really where you see the difference between like guys that have been playing box forever and guys that haven't. I had a chance to talk to Matt Johnson, and he was telling me, he's like, "Who's got the fastest shot?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he told me the guys, and he told me the speed and everything, and he was like, "Do you know how many goals that guy had in college?" No idea. And then he's like, "Do you know how fast Lyle Thompson shoots?" And I was like, "I've got no clue." He's like, "Nobody cares. He had 400 points in college. He's still scoring goals. Accuracy really is key to being able to play in box and in those tight areas and really being able to finish. I mean, it seems to be a huge part of the offense and what really sets the box offensive players apart from some of our field offensive players.
Yeah, I mean, in field you can drive down the lane and just throw it on net, and you got a high percent chance of it going in if you just don't miss it by a mile. Where in box, you don't have a lane. You got to wait for a pick, come around the pick, and then you got to be deceptive with your stick to get the goalie moving. And you only got ball wide inches around the goalie, or hopefully moves the stick to shoot 5 holes. So you got to be a little more creative in box lacrosse than you do field. But that's where you get again, like you see Lyle in college doing all these backhand shots, and we're like, oh, that's nuts, that's nuts. Where you go up to Canada, that's an everyday thing. So once again, that's the transition from box to field, college too, and that's why a lot of those kids from Canada that come down and play do all those crazy box shots, so-called crazy box shots, and it's normal box lacrosse shooting that they're seeing down here. So it's everybody's different too. So I can get fancy in the box sometimes, but I try not to. I just try to pick a corner and shoot, and it's a little like dip your shoulder, move your head, twist your stick a little. Where in the field, you just crank it and let it go, and it might go in. It's probably going to go in.
Yeah, especially if you throw away to throw away from the high stick strong side. We got a shout out in the comments already from the Thousand Island Spirits. Utica Yeti, Paul Noecker is my inspiration. We're going to talk
There you
about
go.
that a little
Nate
bit, but I
Johnson.
see you wanted to touch on something else real quick, Paul, or
Yeah, I definitely did. Exactly what you guys were talking right there was last night. Exactly what was transpiring on the field. Perfectly to what you were saying. The transaction. We have so many field kids right now and guys that only out of the 19, I think we probably had 8 of them, maybe 9 of them played box lacrosse for 2 years. Once again, then you got Ty Hill showed up, so that Nate Jobson was playing, Stotler was playing, Nick Suits was playing, Brandon Davis was playing. Some guys that have been playing for 2 years now started, they understand the concept of box. They were taught by some great captains and some great teammates, coaches as well. And as far as I was starting to see frustration in their eyes because all the field players were basically, like Rod was saying, taking that alley, thinking they're playing field lacrosse and not pulling it out and setting it up and throwing a pick on somebody, inside rolling and all that stuff. And I could see it, at one point, Suits, I was like, enough is enough, Suits. The kid's playing ball and you're playing box. That's the one nice thing is we had a group talk, one of our chats today on the conversation board was, listen, this is what you guys got to do. You guys were taught by great teachers. Let's pass that on. Let's pass that on to these kids. If we get enough guys, we get 30 guys on the bench on this coming week, we start getting lines set up. This is where we can start taking the guys that know what they're doing and start talking to the kids and guys that are just learning the game. Listen, this is what you want to do. Pull the ball out, set up a pick, pass down, pick down, follow your pass inside, roll inside, set another pick, clear through the middle. Just don't stand there and wait for a pass to come around, get the ball and run around superstar like. Get the ball moving. So that's I wanted to jump in. It's exactly what you guys was talking about, and that's what we seen last night. And I'm excited to see how the growth of what our players in 2 years to start touching on these other guys and spreading their knowledge onto them. Listen, hey, instead of doing this, slow it down, pull it out. Let's set it up and have some fun with this. Box is a cool sport. Don't go spaz out there. Slow down, slow your roll. But
And
yeah, yeah, exactly.
that's the funny thing is what Paul just said about these guys. I was yelling at them 2 years ago, the same thing that they're yelling about these kids. I was like, slow it down. I was like, this ain't field. And we got 30 seconds. I was like, set it up. We got 5 offensive guys. Set that pick. And
Yeah.
it's funny that I hear him say that like Suits was one of the biggest ones. He thought it was still field, and I had to sit there and tell him, like, no, this is what we're doing. Then, because that first year with the Yeti, there was maybe 5 or 6 of us that actually played box, and all the rest were field. And like he said, we had to sit there and teach them, like, do this. We get back to the bench, like, well, come set this pick. I'll come around. You cut like this, or cut through, clear through, and it's kind of funny that now they're doing that to the kids that are coming up now. So it's teaching. We're going down generational, going down,
Generational.
teaching, keeping the lacrosse teachings on, keep going. So
It's a
come around full circle.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
game
yeah.
that's best learned passed down. Somebody said that to me once, and I was like, you know what, that really is because it's not saying you can't learn thing from guys that haven't played, but you get a different experience, like you said, that slow it down. Even you see it with one of the big things I've noticed between box and field is the way you cradle the ball. It's a different like that that infield having your stick set up so you know you've got time to throw that quick like cradle or as you're spinning it's all built in and getting that ball into the sweet spot, whereas box you really seem to have that ball there. In the quick stick you don't really have enough time as you're breaking down to get it, cradle it, throw it. It's really got to be in and out of the sweet spot fast.
Hence
Snap.
quick stick.
Yeah. Snap. Yeah. Yeah.
Like with field, you can run around one handed, guard and box. It's your 2 hands on that stick. You're getting checked the whole time, dropping your shoulder, going into them. In field, you can run away from the guy if you're getting too close. Where in box, you run 10 feet, you're into the boards, and that's not where you want to be. You want to stay in the middle, But yeah, that's a huge difference in field and box. Is your 2-handed power cradle and box, and your 1-handed get open and shoot in field. So
Rod, you said that right there. Two-handed power cradle. One of a kid that played with us last year on the Yeti. He's up in Herkimer right now. Kyler Johnson. This
yeah,
kid is a big boy, and he had this pass. I've never seen it before. I've been around lacrosse now 40 some years. He had a pass where it was a power cradle, but he was cradling down through a middle where he would make this pass off his hip, where normally you're getting
Yeah.
your cradle, you're bringing it up here, but it was just a very elusive pass where you're not expecting any type of scenario, and he's coming at you, and you're watching him cradle, and all of a sudden he rips a pass past you. It's like, where the hell did that come from?
Deceptive.
Very, very deceptive.
Yeah.
But and that's just time in the rink, learning your time, learning your spacing, learning the boards, understanding the bounces, and it comes with time in the rink,
Yeah.
stick time in the box. It's the amount of stick touches, and I keep breaking chops back and forth, but Joey, out in the field, Joey and Bobby, they're playing catch. Joey passes to Bobby. Bobby can't catch yet, so Bobby turns around, runs to get the ball, picks it up, runs back towards Joey. Joey is waiting for the pass. Bobby throws it to Joey. Joey misses the pass, so now Bobby and Joey are wearing box. The amount of reps, the stick skills you're getting. You want to know what? Learning how to scoop in and pull out of it, turn out, pull up, take a
Yeah.
look, get your head up, being elusive. Sometimes you do got to go up and as far as getting that snatch one-handed, what bang, and all of a sudden you're out of there and making a move, spin dodge, power cradle, and it's all there.
It's
And
fast.
that's it's quick. It's quick, and you
Yeah.
got 30 seconds. 30
Yeah,
That's it.
seconds, and it,
Kiefer was talking about that, just trying to get used to getting passes from guys like that. Like when he first started playing with Ty, and Ty throws that little, like you said, behind the back from down by his hip. And nobody knows it's coming unless you've played with him enough or you've seen him do it a few times. But Kiefer said, he goes, he'll pass it to you, and all of a sudden you just watch it go off the boards because you're like, what the heck? Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. And then after
I did.
a few times playing with him, you start to figure it out. You're like, oh, I really need to be ready at all times. Make sure, yeah. I thought I
Well,
was setting the pick, but he threw it behind because he saw the D slide. I mean, there's a lot of,
a good thing I can say is when I was playing for the Yetis, or on a man up, and I did a backhand pass because I played the point down to the crease, and they're just standing there like this, and went right by them. They weren't ready. I can't remember who was the crease, but it wasn't someone that was strictly field, and he went up. It might have been, I don't know who it was. Who was it? I
We'll
can't
say
remember.
Brandon
But
Davis. It was Brandon Davis.
yeah, we'll give
Damn,
Brandon Davis
Brandon.
the
It
credit
was
right there.
darn him, Brandon.
had to have been him.
But either way, they weren't ready for it. I was like, keep her stick and be ready. I was like, I'll hit your stick. You just got to put it in the net. And then through the season, they got it. It was more quick sticks. They would move their stick. It was good. They learned quick. They learned very quick. I should say.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the amount of progression. It was hard to believe that most of those guys had only played the year before. And this was my first year watching them, and then watching them play against, and then some of those Eels guys have been playing for a long time, and then some of the other guys out at nationals. It's really been quite the growth experience. And like we were talking about, everybody loves to bash Suits, but he's one of our favorite examples because like he would lose his cool sometimes. You would see it, and then he just kind of matured a little bit where he's like, okay, this is box lacrosse. He's going to hit me like that. I need to just, as you said, either learn to deal with it or stop playing box lacrosse.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you're gonna get hit. If you don't like getting hit, put on more pads. If you don't like that, then go play tennis.
Yeah, I like
Simple.
that.
This
Simple.
ain't your sport.
Absolutely. Now, talking about the sport and growing the sport. Now, just from you guys alone, we started the Yeti team, which gave so many people an opportunity to be able to play and now try out for the PBLA. And now, watching the NABL grow, you guys have another new team. Nate Jobson, for anybody who doesn't know, started the Thousand Island Spirits. He played for the Utica Yeti this year. Called Paul Noecker before he even considered starting the team. And Paul, would you mind giving us a little rundown of kind of, because at first it sounded like he was still planning on playing, or is still planning on playing. He just kind of wanted to run the team, and then things kind of seemed to evolve a little differently. I don't really.
Yeah.
What's he?
As far as he had dreams and aspirations for the Alexandria Bay upper region, and wanted to get their youth program going. So this is as far as box, is there's a lot of box north of there, but as far as American box, there's not a lot of American box, and there's an opportunity where he wants to give back to his community up there, an opportunity is box. So with that, he said, I'm gonna. I would like to get a NABLL team going. And I'm like, I'm 100% behind you as far as whatever I can help you with, whatever can help guide you with. As far as I think it would be great. For the sport, there's athletes that need to continue to play and learn how to play and what a great concept. And as far as he's done a great job in marketing now, I thought I've done an okay job. I'm not very suave as far as marketing and everything, but now I got to go against a regional a car dealer, and it's like, holy snots, this guy's going crazy on me. I'm like, I got to get good now. So as far as it's going to be incredible for the game of lacrosse. The NABLL, it's going to be incredible for the upstate region. It's going to be incredible for the kids because it's going to give an opportunity for kids not to just watch, but they're going to be helping out the youth programs building the game, and that's his dream. He says, I inspired him. Well, it's because of what I'm looking at two guys that played for me. Beecher played for me at MV. Last year, Rod played for me with the Yeti. As far as that's the spread, man. This is what we're supposed to do, I guess. Learning as we go, and I know he's got a great background as far as with box. He knows a lot of people, and it's going to be incredible for what he can do up there. And Saints. That was the logo. That's a wicked logo. He's got the thing going. I'm like, oh boy, oh boy, here we go. So as far as and that he was originally saying that he still wanted to play for the Yeti because he was living down here, and then opportunity happened where he was able to get back up home and be close to family and not only be close to them, but help them spread the spirits of the Thousand Islands.
Yeah, and he was actually really excited. When he talked to you, he said that was a big thing. He said because at first he goes, I wasn't sure how Paul was gonna feel about me starting a team. He said, and you've been nothing but supportive, so that's a big thing for him. Definitely wishing him nothing but the best with that team. Oh, we're seeing
Absolutely.
Sully Hot Rod come back.
Hot Rod.
But yeah, that's really awesome with 1,009. Plus now, hopefully, if they're in your region, that's not that far of a drive. Now we've got 4 teams in the division.
We got 4 teams. There's also talk. I don't know if it's going to continue through, but I know there was talk of a Binghamton Homer, not Binghamton, a Cortland Homer team possibly forming. So there's possibly 5, and who knows where Albany, if Albany will go upstate or if they'll stay down in the Hudson Valley, mid Atlantic region or whatever they do. But it's going to be pretty cool. The year has just begun. As far as excited after 2022 and 2023, I'm ready to get this going already.
Yeah, it's
Especially in the Nexus. I mean, the place behind us. We got a new home this year. We're not inside the yard. It's part of the yard, but it's a different building. The Nexus Center in downtown Utica. It's an 1,800 seat capacity, jumbotrons, uh, technology, bar up above, turf field, OMG.
Sold bar there. I'm there.
Yeah, well, it overlooks the Rod. It overlooks the end wall. You can come out on a little mausoleum and basically stand over the top of the glass, looking down on the field, right above it, right
Mezza-
above. It's pretty
mezzanine.
awesome. Pretty
Mezzanine.
awesome.
I think you combined a couple words there. Mezzanine, mausoleum.
Yeah, it's
Mausoleum's like
all
the
of that.
tombstone thing. Yeah, it's
We're making things. This is how it works. It's the Yeti Nation, baby. This is Yeti
Yeah.
Neckerisms.
TV.
No,
I
I'm
can
just
make
trying to
it's
interject for
another
those people who
Neckerism.
don't speak fluent Necker. That I believe you're talking about a
Mausoleum.
mezzanine where you're
Yeah,
up
that's
above
it.
and can see down into it, not a
It's
mausoleum.
on
I believe
live
that's
too.
Just stay with bar.
yeah.
Brought to you. Brought to
The
you by
That's
Brought to
right.
you by Bag Square Brewing.
Everybody loves the Bag Square, Sully said. Now, Thousand Islands is also calling for Hot Rod to come out of retirement, play for the Yeti again, I believe. Now, what are the
Uh,
chances that we see you next year? Do we got another 2 years probably before you come out of retirement this time?
I don't know. It's tough with my boy's schedule now. Now, like I told you in our thing, one career ends, a new one begins, and it's his time to shine. And he's really starting to shine. So I'm just a taxi driver for him right now.
Hey, the
And we'll.
positive side is he did play for Tri-City in the Lax
Yeah, he
days,
did.
so
Yep.
we can keep that. I'd love to keep that tradition always rolling.
uh,
Absolutely.
he liked Utica. What can I say? So you never know. He'll probably be there.
Well,
He's young.
Herkimer's just on the other side of Utica. Just saying. It's
Yeah,
a
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
you
nice
play at
little.
Herkimer too, then you get to go play at
Know
the open
somebody.
nights
I,
down
I I
at
do
the
know
Nexus
somebody.
Center.
You can drop off that alumni check to 1-800.
Yeah. Drop off that one night check, and then it
Yeah.
won't be there.
But the
No, I
nice thing
mean
about playing at Herkimer though is then you're allowed to play the open nights down at the Nexus Center.
Yeah. See?
yeah,
It's close enough
for him,
drive.
for him.
Yeah.
For him.
And then everybody gets it. Well, I mean, then you just take the trip out once a week. It's a chance for you guys to visit. Now, I mean, Bob's even got me trying to talk people into going to Herc because we might be doing highlights and filming some of the Herc stuff. So that'll be good. I don't know where Dinky and
Yeah,
the Fay Farms crew are. I don't know if they watch all of these or only if
Only if
Jimmy's
Jimmy's on.
playing.
Only if Jimmy's playing.
yeah. Only Jimmy's playing. Faith Farms, let's go.
Yeah.
Bay Farms, where's the beef at? Absolutely.
Like
So,
I would honestly love to go play there. Just that Nexus Center is selling me already because I just seen pictures of it and I'm like, that's gorgeous. I want to play there. Just one game, even. I don't care. But like I said, it's his time to shine. I missed it playing this year. I didn't like I said, I didn't play any box lacrosse this year. All summer I didn't do nothing until maybe 2 months ago. I played a Masters tournament, which I didn't even contact. So, if I was 10 years younger, no problem. I would have been there. I'd be there on open. I'd drive there open nights. So, could I play still? Yeah, I know I could. I just matter of me getting in shape and asking for permission to play from you know the big cheese that runs this house. And I don't. She would never say no. She knows lacrosse is life. She loves it too, and she goes everywhere we go pretty much. So it's not 100% out of them not going to play for the Yeti again, but it's I don't know. I gotta start working on things now to make sure that season opens up.
Hey, I can tell you one thing. We have this. Maybe we'll work it into the Masters Yeti team, but the Mall Walkers. The Mall Walkers are.
Yes, I heard about them.
It's a special unit of people. Let me tell you one thing. Wait till you see this jersey we come up with. The Mall Walkers is going to
I'm
be hot,
I'm playing in
lit.
the next Mall Walkers game, by the
I'm
way. I
telling you,
will
the
I'll be
Mall
out there.
Walkers
That should
are.
be a good time.
It's where it's at for us elder statesmen.
Now,
I
Rodney,
can mall walk, no problem.
That's what I'm saying. I can all walk.
sounds like a good time. Do you know much about this PBLA league that they've just formed? It looks like we're starting to get quite a few Yetis. I think what do you got? 5, 6 Yetis signed up to play for that, including a coach.
We got a couple. Binghamton is stacked full of Yeti as far as head coach is Neil Paulus. Ryan Lewis is also helping him out on the coaching staff. So that's pretty cool as far as knowing that there's some serious knowledge within the Yeti. Now passing on that to the professionals, I'm pretty pretty stoked about that. As far as players signed with Binghamton, Brian Gonzalez, Andrew Davey, Chris Ryan, and then Kobe Johnson just signed with them for tryouts for the Binghamton. Patty Crosby's with the trying out with the Trenton Terror down in Jersey. Peter Leota and Blaine Stotler are trying out with the Hampton Hammerheads. And then just found out this week that Casey Swamp is trying out for the Spark. So as far as that's a something like Casey said, it's nice to be signed type of scenario and know that you're being looked at. It's another thing to be on the final roster. So he's pretty stoked about that, and he's fired up I know the other guys, all of them are very fired up for the opportunity. So hopefully they get a solid shots. Playing with Rod, playing with Neil, playing with Ty. These guys all have an opportunity to show the world that they can ball. They may be young in regards to the box game, but physical athletes they are, and students of the game they've definitely become. And it's cool to see that they're being not to say rewarded, but noticed anyhow. So hopefully they all get that opportunity to get the shine out there and do what they do.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for them. I think it's gonna their lacrosse IQ is gonna go through the roof playing this, and then they're gonna bring it all back to the Yeti after, which is gonna make the Yeti even better in the summer. So I mean, you can't
Well,
go wrong with that.
not a well that's the hard part right there though, Rod. Is I did send a note out to the league this past week saying by league rules we're only allowed 3 professional players on our rosters.
Yeah,
So with that being done, I'm like, wow, that's awesome. But on the same note, I want every one of them to sign with these teams 150%. That's what the dream is all about.
yeah,
But on the same note, as I'm looking, I'm like, holy sugar, that's a lot of turnover in regards to some serious depth of talent. If they, if I can
yeah,
only keep 3, or if we can only keep 3, you're looking at saying, oh smokes. So,
yeah. You're losing a whole line.
who's, and on the same note though, that does open up an opportunity if they all did make it for there you go, spirits. As far as
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
may be that, but and it's not just for the Yeti though. The Eels are in the same boat.
yeah,
They got X amount of guys that have been signed. And it's not just the upstate. Albany's got some guys that have been signed. Right down the league. The PBL is definitely. I'm all for them. I hope more and more comes. And I'm 100% behind them. As far as, but right down the league, they got a lot of NABLL participation in their league. I hope they definitely keep that in mind. That I know the general managers, and not only the general managers, but the coaches and the players, because it is a players' league.
yeah,
There's I hope they remember where these guys have put some time, and you know what, reward them for that, because there's a lot of miles. Rod knows the miles. He's doing it.
yeah,
Beach, you did it with hockey as a kid. There's a
yeah,
lot of miles. It would be nice for some of these guys to say, "Holy shit, I got a paycheck for doing what I love to do.
yeah,
Holy, I'm a pro." You've reached that. I would love to be able, but it's not that part isn't in my partake. That's a true business. There's millions of dollars
yeah,
what they're doing compared to what I'm doing. Where I'm working my tail off to get some people to do some sponsors, and you guys as the players paying to play the game that you love to play. But I would, that's the ultimate, is to all of a sudden, like I said, man, I don't know what they're getting paid, whether it's $500, $200, $100,
Doesn't
whatever it
matter.
is.
I don't think
But
it matters.
to say I got a paycheck to come and put some smiles on people's faces up in the stands. That's pretty awesome. That, that's what all the training's about. That's what all that
yeah.
stuff's about. So I'm very excited about it. Nate, get that dog out of here.
I think you guys have been a big part of the guys that have gotten to play, though. If you look across how many guys out of the NABLL, I'd imagine they're going to have to try to come up with something, though, because there's so many players now that are playing. I mean, you look at some of these teams that we played against in nationals, even, and some of those teams are missing 3, 4 guys just on one team. And it's
Oh yeah.
like, I wonder if the NABLL is going to have to revisit the rules on that, or what's going to.
They're gonna have to.
I
Yeah.
think they said that it's definitely going to be addressed one way or the other. and I'm confident that something positive will be out of it. But on the same note, as you want to know what, that's what the isn't that what a minor league is about, is to push the envelope so that you push your guys to that next level. And now I got to dig and I got to find the next the next Lightning Leota. I got to find the next Peter Leota and go out there and and have our coaches get him coached up so that, you want to know what, maybe he does get that shot after a couple years of playing ball. That's what I like about it. But I do love the concept that, you want to know what, I looking at your roster, who's returning, this past year, I think we returned 17 guys. That's nice to know that
Yeah.
when you're returning 70, in all honesty, and I'm not going to say returned, they earned their spot because every one of those guys went through tryouts. Not a person was on there because they was just on the team last year. Every one of those guys that played last year and then tried out again this year, they earned their spot. So, and you want to know what? It's going to be the same way next year, and that's what makes it competitive. You want to know what? You got to bust your ass and be in shape to come down and be ready to play. It's this is possibly towards the next level if you want to be a pro, and I hope the PBLA much super positive thoughts and vibes, and I hope it last forever, and I hope the NLL lasts forever, and I hope the NABLL lasts forever, because it's all good stuff. We're playing the game that we love to play, and I sit there and break balls about, I'm watching football, I'm watching basketball and baseball. They're getting paid a gazillion stupid money, and we're paying out of our pockets, eating peanut butters and jellies. Hoping, what the fuck we got. I can't believe gas is going to be $4 again, $5 again. And all right, let's
Driving
go
3.5 hours,
and drive 3.5 hours.
just for just
Man,
for practice or a home game.
Just for
here's the
practice.
kicker. I'm getting off in freaking in Rochester, and instead of driving the thruway all the way to Buffalo, I'm dropping off in Rochester and taking the back road so that I'm getting off, because the tolls on the thruway are
Both,
stupid now
yeah,
too. And it's like, you got
yeah.
to save some money somewhere. And you want to know what? It's pretty cool walking. You get on Route 5 going down all the way. It's not a bad ride. It'll take you a
No,
little longer, but you want to know what? Let's slow down. Life is freaking clipping by, and we're watching
yes, it
shit
is.
go whoo. So, woo, it's
No,
crazy. But
no.
as far as with the PBLA, yeah, we got some guys that they're getting their opportunity. As far as I'm excited, I know Tony made some phone calls and got a hold of a couple people and gave them some shout outs, which is awesome for the fact that with him and his knowledge, I know minimal of the inside the box world. I'm learning it. I'm trying to learn it. It's great to have Rod to call up and ask a question. Tony Sorsey, Neil Paulus, to all everybody, to give them a call and say, hey, do you know, or what do you think about this guy, or different things. And as far as for them to give a care like they do, it's awesome stuff. Bang City. Hold on a second. Shout out to Bang City.
That
Show the
was I'm
jersey.
wearing this.
Yeah,
They won. So
The
from what
boys
I
won
heard
the
too,
golden pick. The
it was a
golden pick.
tough come from behind too. Leota had to the spark plug had to spark some lightning.
The old Lightning boy got I guess, the game winner. They won by 2, I believe, but he got the game winner after, I believe, they were down by 6 and they made a comeback and won like 9-7 or something like that. So shout out to the boys that all went to Nashville and bought themselves an invitational championship. It was great to see. 9 of the Yeti played. I believe he had 20 guys. Manny Coy was got an MVP award. Rod.
Oh, Manny Coy.
Yeah, Manny got
Oh, good for Manny.
yeah. I guess he kicked ass, and
Good.
it's and that's what it's all about. What Kiefer's doing with the Bang City, and it's part of the Utica Yeti love and brotherhood, and it spreads out to Buffalo. We're coming out this weekend. We're wearing these jerseys. That's what a little shout out. We're coming up for the tournament this weekend out at the Res.
Yeah, yeah. Are you coming out or
And
no?
Mrs. Noecker hasn't given me the okay yet, so I'm trying, and I don't even think I've asked her yet. So I'm working my fingers crossed that I do all the right things, and maybe she says, "Well, you're not using my car, so that means I got to jump in the truck and I'll be out there." But as far as are you gonna be there watching anyhow? Is your son playing?
Yeah, I'll be there. No, he can't play.
Okay.
One of Ezra Stallman asked me, he go, know any guys that
Yeah.
wanted
No.
to
No.
play
I
this
know Ezra.
weekend.
Yeah.
And so I got a Nicholas Goldberg from Long Island. I got a hold of him. He's going to run with you guys. And then
Okay.
Ezra asked me last night if I wanted to run with you guys, and I told him I don't know yet. So we'll see what happens Friday night.
Well, we got there is an 81 in there, so don't you worry about that. We got a number 81.
I won't
It's
be
wait.
running much.
It, I've seen.
Just
I
speeding.
you ain't got to just pick corners. Pick
Yeah,
corners.
Yeah.
I want to play.
Yeah.
I got
To
to
the
see. I got to see how the hammy feels.
right. Right. Oh, I know what you're saying.
What
But
is this? What is this tournament? We talked a little bit about it when we were talking before, Rodney. You want to give a breakdown on this little like quick rundown? It was a tournament that was together, very high level. It's been on hiatus for like 3 years now. So
So this tournament coming up is. We all thought it was the turkey shoot that used to have here in Allegheny, which was very, very high. It was basically like a lot of the pros would come down and play in it to get their last weekend in before they go play pro. I mean, we had guys from all over flying in, playing in this tournament. It was a good tournament. It was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every game was just like ridiculously good. This year, it's not the turkey shoot. I can't remember what it's called, and a lot of people thought it was a turkey shoot. So a lot of people ain't showing up, but a lot of people are. Like, if that makes sense. But either way,
yeah,
it's still going to be a good tournament.
yeah.
It's all box lacrosse players.
that's
I
awesome.
know there's,
Anytime everybody's together, it's usually a good time.
yeah,
Hopefully,
it's going to be fun.
next year I'm gonna try to set up a little time and basically do a whole stream season of all these tournaments that happen throughout, and make sure we cover the NABLL season. Of course, we got to cover the Utica Yeti. We can't forget them. We might be talking to the Thousand Island Spirits. I'm really hoping the Battle on the Barge is where we can knock out a lot of our NABLL regular season games. Maybe save everybody a little bit of driving all over the place, and we'll knock out a regular season series up there. Then all the games will be streamed, recorded. Everybody will have access to them.
I have talked to Oswego. Oswego still wants to be in. With talking to Nate, as far as Thousand Islands wants to be in, I would love to have Albany step up to the plate and bring it up. As far as uh, and once again, if and we can get some outside regional play, that would be opportunities there. You see, take a look behind me. See that right there? There's three of them. One, two, three. We can do some serious stuff up here in Utica now,
You can
and it's all awesome. It's
you can
awesome in there.
you can do NBL preseason tournament. Have all the teams show up. Well,
Why
I'm
you
just
throwing
thinking
my secrets out
because
there?
great minds think alike.
I know Jobson's listening right now,
He's
bro.
commenting
Oh
all
my
over this. You guys need to learn how to
gosh.
read the YouTube
I
comments too while you're on this.
I can't see a thing, so that's
No,
why I'm
you
like
need
Yeah,
like your
I'm
phone to
watching.
have the comments on. It's on a different page
Wow.
altogether.
I can see when you look down to read. I can see when you're doing that. I'm like, what are people saying?
Well, here, actually, I can. I'll put it over the top of Rodney's face for a second, so you
No,
can read it.
can I see comments?
You
Can we
can,
read the
you can
comments
read
here?
it. I can.
Where
Here, I'll
do I?
block me off.
It says turn on captions. Is that what I want, or is that should
No,
say?
no, don't
No,
stop.
don't do
Don't
that.
touch
Don't
anything
do
on
that.
yours. Just
Don't you
you
done.
see
I
my
won't touch.
face right now. It's covered up. See, Jobson says, "You know I'm in." Leota's a beast. Sully,
Oh,
bite the hump. Ben Cody just made the screen at the comments game. All kinds of chats. We got lots going on.
that's awesome. That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah. Next,
That's what it's all about. That's what it's actually all about. Can I do me a favor? Can I give a little shout out to our sponsors here? We've been going strong here, and I've wanted to say this a couple times, but a little shout out to our 2022 sponsors, Bag Square Brewing Company. I want to say thank you very much. Be Dry Systems, Family Landscaping, Robert Dix Insurance Agency, Deming Landscape Park up in Old Forge, Kiefer Kiefer, LUTC, Eric Kiefer, LUTCF. Fay Farms down in Appalachian, New York. Tag Ray Tools. Nora's Candy Shop, home of the turkey joints. Hey, let me tell you one thing. If anybody can do something, you guys that are all out there, get a hold of norascandy.com. If you want some awesome candy that you can send as a gift, it's incredible stuff. As far as it's
Your
great.
sponsors are scrolling on the screen now, Paul. You can't see it, but we got the Rome Bag Square,
Awesome.
Be Dry,
Be Dry. Who else
Believe
we got?
271,
Believe in 271. Nice
CDI or
Scoba.
CBI Cables, Deming
CDI
Lakeside Trailer
Cables.
Park,
Black
Eric
River Ale
Kiefer,
House.
friend of the
Eric
Utica Yeti,
Kiefer. He is a friend of the Utica Yeti.
Family Landscaping,
Family Landscaping. Russ. Love that man.
Fay Farms,
Bay
GKS
Farms.
Sales,
Where's the beef? GKA. George Kaler Sales and Service.
and Norris.
Nora's Candy. I'm
But
telling you, the
yeah,
turkey joints are
I'll
awesome.
leave them up
North Candy.
in about
Nora's Candy. They'll
I'll leave
sit
them up
all
on
over
the
the
thing.
world. They'll ship it all over the world. It's great stuff. Black River Ale House. Got to say, Black River Ale House. If you're looking for a holiday party and want to get someplace, there's two places. Bag Square Brewing. If you're out in the Utica market and you're out in the Rome market, stop down to the Black River Ale House. Great time.
And
As far as
Mark
go
Murphy
on,
Photography.
Mark
Can't
Murphy
forget Mark.
Photography. He was there last night. As a matter of fact, that picture behind us, guess who took that?
Uh-huh.
Mark Murphy
That's a Murph
Photography.
photo.
Yep, Mark Murphy's the best.
Where did he go to college?
Oh, is he a hurt guy?
Oh my goodness. Imagine that. Herctown, USA.
Herkimeter.
That's it.
But
The meter's going, Bobo. We
Bob
got you
gets
on
the
this, Robert
Bob
T.
gets the Herkimeter even when he's not here.
Hey, did I mention Patty Crosby's playing for the Trenton Terror?
Yes, I actually just
Yeah.
talked to Pat. I'm going to talk to him next week. He's going to be on the podcast, so hopefully the week after that it should be out.
Awesome.
We got a little behind this week with the holidays and me not being even close to prepared for snow. So
Cool. It's been ridiculous.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, we didn't even get what you guys got for snow. We got like 3-4 inches, and that was enough to screw me up. I can't imagine how much did you guys end up with?
I finally I was about 2 foot. This final total.
Probably about 3, just shy of 3.
Just
Yeah.
But I'm about 40 minutes from Orchard Park, so
My daughter
you
lives
got
in
lucky.
Blaisdell or in West Seneca. She had 6 foot of snow. She
Oh, yeah.
her car. She was out there because she's a young lady doing what they do. They don't have shovels. She's out there digging out her car with a pan. She's using
Yes.
a pan to dig her car out. And finally, one of the neighbors lent her a shovel, and it wasn't, I believe, until about Tuesday when she was finally able to get the car out.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. It was Josh Allen Tall.
yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Well,
I don't mind the snow.
I don't either. I don't like the cold. Give me the snow.
Nope.
I'll eat it all day. Absolutely. As far as it's good stuff, Beecher. It's good stuff. The Yeti, we're out there. We're looking. We're going to be out in Buffalo, and we're going to be definitely doing some scouting to see if any of the guys out there want to definitely they've expressed interest in playing Yeti ball. I know there's some that may be sticking around. I'd love them to play. Would love them to play. Let's see what they got. I believe Al's playing, isn't he? Big Al?
I'm not too sure.
No,
No, I think I seen his name on the roster.
I
Might
didn't.
have
I
sent
haven't
me the
even seen a roster. I know Kiefer told me he's got 20 guys, so as far as that's a pretty good roster. And I
Hey,
said, "Who's
man.
coming? Who's coming from down here?" He's like, "Me." I was like, "Wow." So that's a lot of guys from out there. So that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. Spreading the love.
yeah,
Kansas
and
City
see how
love.
for next summer I'll see how this because I actually spoke to the Elmira coach for the PBLA,
Yep.
and I'm first on the list to get called up if need be. But I told him to just hold off. I was like, I'll see how in shape I can get in the next month. So, but
Nice.
I haven't been trying to get in shape, so
That was why I
It's
was
winter
asking you
time.
about the
Hibernation time.
PBLA. Is last time we talked, you had said the Elmira coach, so I didn't know if maybe the journey was on. Are you Rocky Balboa in it, running up the steps, punching the deer hanging in the tree, getting yourself in shape, or
I gotta get a deer first. No,
yeah,
I haven't done nothing.
I hear you.
Just
Work,
work, not even
work.
just work and come home and mindset. I know I need to start working out, do something. But I'm just. It's the holidays,
yeah, makes it
Just want to
tough to
relax.
It was a long summer for everybody. You
Yeah,
traveling with Owen, right up until a month and a half ago was Laxnay. So, and you're still doing, I'm sure, some field tournaments or just got done doing some field
yeah. But
tournaments.
just 3 weeks ago was his last one. So I mean,
Yeah.
you
So,
figure right from. So with Owen, I was driving up to Rochester twice a week, 2 hour drive for his practices, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
yeah,
That started in February, March, end of April. April right till 3 weeks ago.
yeah.
I constantly on the road with him. So, but
Memories made. That's what it's all about, man. Memories made.
memories made and the love of the game.
That's that's exactly it.
Yeah,
That's exactly it. I mean, the time that you got with your boy, though, whether they're
yeah,
falling asleep or they're on their iPhone and everything, you want to know what? That's what it's all about. I know Beecher working with his kids coming to do the tournament and everything, and his son's on the computer running stuff and this and that. Matter of fact, it was his son that was able. He had the right score when there was a slight glitch. His son had.
Ah,
We had
nice.
up on the board. His son had the right score on there and made note of it. It was made note of it by Pops that said, "You want to know? That's my boy that actually had the
yeah,
right
he had
score."
the right one,
How
and then
cool
I
is
was
that?
like, "Did you screw it up, Jared?" Because of course you know how it is as a dad. You're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, what did you do, knucklehead?" And he's like, "I'm telling you." And then yeah, sure enough, he was right, and
He was right. Memories made. You want to know what? You're learning from your son a lot of this computer stuff.
yeah,
We all are. My son. He's like, "Yeah, you got to do this, Dad." Okay, now I got heads. Okay, cool.
yeah.
We're all learning it. We don't know. We've never done this shit before. Our parents didn't get us ready for us talking on.
Podcast.
Yeah, listen, listen. You want to know what? This is how it worked. Here's George Jetson, Jane, his wife, daughter Judy, his boy Elroy, and the mutt, whatever the mutt's name was. But you want to know
Astro.
what? How close are we? How close are we to the Jetsons? This shit is real, and that's how crazy it is. And our parents didn't know. You had a corded phone. You want to
That
know what? Yeah, ring it in
ring.
457-3372.
now
That was my home
I'm
number.
watching our
Crazy.
live stream to make sure our sound and everything is working on my cell phone while doing all of this on my computer.
You want to know what? Hey,
It's
you want
insane.
to know what's funny, Beecher? We're probably could do the same thing and be able to read what everybody's writing, but we're not smart enough to freaking pick our phones up and say, "Oh,
and,
look, yeah, look at that."
and I'm
Thanks
using
for
my
letting
phone to
us
do
know,
this.
Beat.
That's the other thing is about half the people I talk to, probably close to three-quarters of the people do it on their cell phones. Every once in a while, guys are like, "Yeah, send me an email. I've got a laptop. I'll do it or a desktop." But most everybody does it on their phones now.
It's a huge difference though on the laptop versus the computer. I mean, it's a whole different. I can see stuff and
We have a laptop. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I can email
Boom.
you the link or we do it through the
Oh,
Instagram. But
Boom.
oh man,
yeah. Boom.
Bang. It's called bang, not
Bang.
boom. Bang.
Really
yeah,
showing our age right now.
It's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
It's Friday night. Here you go. My kid's in. It's Friday night. I know what I was doing at 20 years old on a Friday night, and my son's inside on the video games. I don't know. They got some sort of video game going that they're doing, and look at me. What am I doing? I'm
same
doing the
thing.
same damn thing. So props to them. They're not out there causing chaos, but it's probably too early for that.
It's still early. It's only 8:51.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Not
That's what I'm
midnight yet.
saying. It
yeah.
ain't midnight yet.
This wasn't even
That's
time to start getting to think about drinking before you'd start wanting to head out. But I'll be
exactly.
in bed
Exactly.
before.
Same
Yeah.
here. At 11 o'clock, I'm falling asleep. He wakes me up as he's walking out the door. I'm like, "Yeah, you coming home tonight?" "Yeah, I'll be back in a little while." "All right. Where you going?" Taco Bell. I'm like, Jesus, Taco Bell? It's 11 o'clock at night. That's just a fester.
Yeah,
So, Rodney, how did your son and what did you guys think of the big switch to playing the field tournaments? Because this was his first year really getting full time field.
yes, this was his first year playing strictly field, and he had a hard time with the time and space. He wasn't used to running away from the long stick because he plays attack. So his coach is like, "Go play crease," because he's got good hands. So he just kept his teammates would just throw the ball to the crease, and he just snag out of the air and throw it in the net. Where if he got outside the crease, 10, 15 yards outside, he get the ball, and the first thing he would do is run right to his defenseman and try to body him up, two hands, like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like, no, you can run around. But he's like, I don't want to run. So I was like, all right. But it's he noticed the difference between the compact box space and a big field space. It was noticeable. Like even I noticed it. I knew it was going to happen. So that's why I keep telling him, like, run, use your feet. You can get away from your guy. Run. He ain't going to chase you everywhere. He's a good defense. He'll just sit back and let you run around and get tired. But he he adapted very very well and very very fast to the field game. And this last showcase, he was actually running midi, and he was just running like through people. I'm like, so he's getting the hang of it.
Yeah,
And he likes it. He
it
likes
seems
it.
to be a lot easier for guys to switch going one way, from box to field versus trying to go the opposite way. It kind of takes a couple years to start to get the timing. And the big thing is the passing windows with the timing and stuff. And like you said, space. It's easier to kind of have to pull yourself back out, or all of a sudden you run into the middle of it and you realize, oh, wait, my teammates are still on the outside. But you've at least drawn the slide,
Yeah,
hopefully, or something. Whereas, your first couple times in field, you turn to run out, and like you said, all of a sudden you're into the corner in the boards and staring at the plexiglass.
yeah. So his playing. He played for Tri City at Lax, and that was his first time playing like actual competitive box again in 3 years because of COVID and everything. So we had to we had to do field no matter what. If he wants to go to college, I was like, you gotta do field. You just can't depend on box lacrosse to get you there. You gotta get seen. It's all political now and all that stuff. Especially like with YouTube and all that. All these people, you need game film. So we got game film on him this year playing and all this stuff. But Lex and I was the first time he played box in probably like 3 years. And this past year and a half has been strictly field lacrosse. Like I said, he night and day from when he first went to field practice till his last game. So he it's improving, and the box game definitely helped him a lot playing attack. So crease guy, I'm telling you, he's a good crease guy. He stays about. He don't like to go more than 5 yards from that crease. So
Yeah. Now, what grade is he going? Is he in right now?
he's a junior.
Okay, so he's in 11th grade.
Yep,
So junior year, all field. Senior year will be all field.
yep.
Starting to kind of pump the, like you said, you got to get the game film out and stuff. Does he have, is he looking at any schools in particular, or just kind of feeling things out still, running, playing, learning the field game?
There's probably about 16 schools looking at him right now. Three of them are Division One, and a couple of D2, and the rest are D3. So they're lower D3, lower D2, and like mid D1 team schools. He still has a lot to learn yet. So this next 2 years is going to be crucial for him in high school. um, but I mean, we just got an email today from Franklin and Marshall out of Lancaster, PA, and they've been emailing me and him at least 2 or 3 times a month. Oh, and this is the code, like personal emails. We want you to come down and do this, come here. And then I looked up the school, and it's a good school, education wise, and they got good facilities. But it's those early schools that try to get the better players first interested before the big schools get in there and get their mitts there. So, like I said, we're just gonna wait. We ain't gonna do nothing serious until his senior year, see what happens. But like I said, it all depends on how he does this junior year. If he lights it up, your junior year pretty much determines where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is a pretty big spring season for him. Now,
Yeah.
one thing we were talking about is even with the Now you're just outside of Buffalo, where most of us in upstate New York assume box lacrosse is big. And yes, it has some big pockets near you, but like you were saying, not even all the high school teams have lacrosse teams, and it's really not that big other than Allegheny specifically.
Yeah, like he goes to Salamanca. Salamanca has a high school field team. Oh, excuse me. The closest team is Gowanda, which is probably like a half hour away, and then you're going to Eden, and then it's all up Buffalo, so hour away. And it's kind of weird for how big. Like lacrosse is big around here, but it's not. You would think more of these high schools would have it. I don't. Like I said, where you live, St. Bonaventure is a Division I program that's 15 minutes away from Allegheny Reservation. No one knew about it. Like last year, I said, I was sitting at home on a Saturday and I told Owen, I was like, hey, Kenesha is playing St. Bonnie's today at 1 o'clock. Let's go. It's a Division I lacrosse game. I forgot about it. They don't promote it at all. You know, it's all here say. And then in Bradford, Pennsylvania, is probably 25 minutes from us. They're getting a Division III program next year. So it's just I don't know how it's happening, but it's slowly moving in this area. With Boston Cross here, there's the Can Am. So you got Allegheny, they got a Can Am men's team. Then you got Newtown, the Cattaraugus Reservation, they have a men's team, and that's it. Then you got to go up to Tonawanda, Tuscarora, Syracuse, Akwesasne. You know, it's crazy. Like it's here, but it's not, and it's like it's a well kept secret, I should say, pretty much.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's tons of talent here. It's ridiculous how much talent is here, from the youth up to the men.
that's what I've been trying to push for is more of these youth teams, the especially the box teams. I think if they can get those kids on YouTube and start getting people to see the amount of talent that comes, like that U18 tournament in Laxney, watching Tri City out there with some of those guys, then you watch that championship game with the Thunder versus the Fire, and it was just like, wow, this is I can't. It's hard to believe they're 18-year-old kids, and some of them aren't even 18.
Yeah, that was good lacrosse. That was top notch lacrosse right there. And like I said, with the Tri City kids, the 5 or 6 kids that played field and never played box before, they loved it. Every single one was like, "Oh man, we want to keep playing box. Like we loved it. We love it." Like Davis's boy, Brody, he loved it.
Loved it.
They,
Got a goal at
yeah,
the last game. He got his
yep.
goal, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
All smiles the whole game. Every game, they're just smiling after the game. They didn't. They won one game. You would never tell with the way they're acting. You think they're undefeated. They're just happy, and that's how it should be played. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that tournament was impressive. The amount of talent that showed up there, and then to see it
Yeah.
with the kids, and then like even the U15 kids were incredible. And I mean, you guys, a lot of people got a chance to play, and so not all the guys were quite at that top tier, but what a chance for some of those guys to get to play against those. I mean, you literally had guys that everyday working folks never had a chance of ever playing pro anywhere are getting to play against some of the best guys in the world in international teams. I mean, that Laxna is it's just such a crazy tournament. There was one guy who like broke his back 2 years ago and didn't even know if he was going to walk, and now he's out there playing against like Tyson Bell and Chase Scanlon, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Hey, Tyson Bell cross checked me, and that makes their day.
Tyson Bell punched me. It was awesome.
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And it's coming back. That's the cool. That's and you want to know what? It's going to be played at the Nexus Center.
Good.
the
It
Nexus
was a
Center.
great facility to have it at. I mean,
Yeah.
it was good at Onondaga. It was great, but Utica is more, I would say, more lacrosse, not lacrosse friendly, but more like more hotels right
Ven-
there. You're right
venue
there.
friendly. Yeah, it's it
Venue friendly. Yeah, venue friendly.
little bit more easier to accompany the amount of people that come with it, having the
Yeah.
hotels, the restaurants, the
The parking is all done. Yeah, I mean, as far as parking, I know you at Laxney this year, you were parked a mile down the road. You're like, what? You got to see the amount of parking that is there now. It's incredible. I can't say enough. It's something that I don't think I would have ever dreamt in Utica for what it is. I mean, you don't see it every day, and usually when you do, it's in a Buffalo, a Boston, a Philadelphia. You
Yeah.
know, it's in our backyard, and it's like, fellas, uh, you know, every one of them last night that was there were just, we had a locker room, right off the this wall right here that you're looking at, right on this one right here.
Yeah.
It's right off of that. There's locker rooms for us. We never had a locker room in doing any of this. Chris from Oswego, he sent me a message today. He's like, it was great hanging out with you guys, just shooting the shit family style after we were all done hanging
Yeah.
out and just talking. And he's
Yeah.
like, how cool that was. And it was like, yeah, it is. It's something that's going to be growing, and I'm excited to see the more of the youth, the Owen, the more of the Owens and Brody Davises, and there's a whole bunch coming through, and along the top side of the, if I go up here, along the top side here, kids were just over, watching us, and
Watching,
it was cool. It was hockey.
catching their
There's
interest.
there was
That's
hockey going on the backside over here. There
Yeah.
was hockey on the other rink going on, and the parents are coming in. They're watching. It's like, this is what we needed, and
Yeah.
you know, as far as for the Yeti, this is where we got to get there. I know myself. I got to get to the Comets games. I got to get to the youth tournaments that are there for hockey and set up a shop. At least a stand that here's my bar, here's my scan. Utica Yeti or Tri City Stars, whatever it
Yep.
is. We got to do it now because look what's behind us. It's here.
yeah.
It's not. It's here, and we
You can't let it go to waste.
we can't let it go to waste, and we got to get more people to help out because I know with Tri City Lacrosse, there's a good core of guys that we've been busting our chops for or breaking our chops for 40 years, and it's growing and it's taking traction. And now look what we have here. It's time for the next generation of of guys because they're not kids anymore because they came through Tri City already. It's time for them to grab the bull by the horns and say, "We're on." Look what you
It was
guys
like,
got.
look at me. I went to Tri City after that first summer at Herkimer, and it brought me back 20 years later.
Yeah,
Still, because it works. It does work, and it's even better now. Because look at the Nexus Center.
the
Like, I would
Nexus
love to have that.
Yeah.
from as far as, and it's not done in regards to the downtown city area. They've got a lot more ideas that they're going to be doing to not just grow as far as lacrosse, but
No,
as
I
far
think
as for
if you can
soccer and everything.
keep getting those kids that are playing hockey in the winter to see it, then they'll become part of the summer program because they're not going to really want to quit hockey necessarily and join a winter program. But then they start playing in your summer program. And like you said, once you start getting all those guys and then you start getting all your kids because you guys have so many colleges. So when I say kids for that aspect, it's the young men. Once you start getting the guys at Utica and Poly and MV and Herkimer and everybody starts going, oh wait, this is
Beecher,
where we
I'm
can get
stopping it. Beecher,
competitive.
I'm stopping. I'm sorry. It's not just guys though. That's where you're
That
complete.
guys
That's
and
where
girls, guys and
that's
girls.
100% where we're missing the rails on this. As far as you got these girls that are skating right behind us and everything, but not only the skating, the girls that play field lacrosse, the girls that play field hockey, the
Yeah.
girls that play field hockey would love box lacrosse, especially if they're lacrosse players and play field hockey.
Yeah.
They'd love box lacrosse. And I know this because a couple of them have. And that's where we're missing out is making sure that we're not just focusing on just the guys. It's the girls thing too, where the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. That's
Especially
what
with that center now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, especially with this setup that we have here. I mean, you got the junior comets, you got all these programs that are coming to Utica. We got to get here. We need more people helping out. It's a to say it's more than just a game. It's more than just a game. This being the Indigenous Heritage Month, let's
Yeah.
learn about more what it's all about because that's even the cooler thing. Spirit of the game. There's a book that Bobby is always
Always talking
pushing out
about.
there. Yeah, I mean, to read that, oh my God. I finally, you want to know what's cool for me is that the plug that you guys put out there, they had it on audio. So I'm not a reader, so I suck at reading. But all of a sudden now you're allowing me to listen to what the book's telling me, and I'm listening to this and I'm going, holy shit, this is awesome. And thank goodness work. I have earphones and I can take my Walkman with me, or my Walkman, my phone with me.
Can
And
it be a Walkman?
Paul probably still has one of those fucking Walkman.
I got a Walkman. I got a
He's
Walkman. I
out
My
ain't gonna
there.
lie
My Sony Walkman,
to you. But as
the
far as
yellow one.
technology, it's more than just a game. It's a family. It's a family thoroughfare. It's something that's it's so special. What we have here. We're going on an hour of just talking straight
Hour and 20
lacrosse.
minutes we've been yeah. And I
You
mean
know,
Yeah.
the crazier part of it is, I mean, like, I got to talk to Rodney without ever knowing him, just because I sent him a message on Instagram. I was like, hey, that's not a super common name. I wonder if it's the same Rodney Redeye that all those guys are talking about. So I throw the message out there, and you answer me, and then I start scrolling through your Instagram, and I see the bloody Yeti picture, and I was like, that's got to be that guy.
yeah, yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
one thing I wanted to say before we do wrap up here, I got to get going in a little bit. But a huge thanks to both of you guys, Paul, for all the work you do putting this in, and Rodney for really helping spread the game of box lacrosse to some of those guys, because we've gotten so much entertainment from watching those guys. Plus, you've got so many of those guys who would have never gotten to play box lacrosse without you guys being involved and like you are, and then getting the people involved, and then it gave those young men a chance, and now some of them are playing, get a chance to get a check for it now finally.
Possibly. And I hope they have
I
the
hope they
opportunity.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, reach for the stars. I mean, we're only here once. We only get this round of doing what we do once,
Yeah.
and we have an opportunity. Let's have some fun while we're doing it. That's what I love about it. Is you know the
Yeah,
camaraderie. All of us being able to do what we do and not stop it. Yeti Nation. It's we do exist. We're going to continue to expand.
Well,
Go ahead.
like,
Shut up,
like,
Necker.
like Paul said, you only live once. That's why I drove 3.5 hours, 4 hours, once, twice a week, to go play out in Utica, because I didn't know I was ever going to do it again. And nobody here where I live said, no, you can't. There's a go on, go have fun, go do it. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I could wake up tomorrow and not have a leg. It just, you got to keep moving. You got to keep going. And you, everybody I know that plays this sport, they love it. And I'm not the only one that travels. Like
oh
I
no,
said, we were driving down to Philadelphia every other weekend to play, and
no,
going here, going that.
I'm driving hours just to film it. I don't even play.
Yeah, I mean, this game is. I know people love basketball, they love hockey, they love football, this and that, but there's just something different about this game that what it gives to you, you can't ever give enough back to the game because it gives you so much. I feel, and that's why I'm constantly trying to give back. I love spreading this game, but it seems like I'm not doing enough for it still, and it's done so much for me already. Like even by the time I was 15 years old, it took me around the world twice. Like I'm still trying to pay that back, and I try to like with coaching and this and that. So I mean, that's this game is different. It's a no words can describe it for me to tell you the truth. How what this game means to
Amen.
me.
Yeah, right on
Mhm.
that. No, that sums it up beautifully, actually. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah, let's wrap up on that note. Actually, that's excuse me. Like you said, I don't think words actually can describe what this game has meant to so many of us. I can't imagine, like, you've been all over the world. I mean, like, you look at what this game has brought to some of us has really been, yeah, special. And if you make it to open floor next week on Tuesday, we'll probably be there. We're going to try to run our first live stream out of the Nexus Center. I mean, it might be a good chance for the, Rodney Red Eye return.
Bring Owen down. Not for nothing. Owen has varsity status. Owen can come down and get a run with us. He would
Yeah,
have a
he
good.
does.
And you know what? I bet you there'll be a couple college coaches there that would be interested to say, "Hey, what's your email address, young man?
Right.
I
Let me
I
talk
know
to your
there's
father
one,
first."
and he
I
might
know.
even work at the school. You might even have a hat on. Maybe you went
Ah,
there.
he went there. In regards to what I want to definitely say one more time before we get going, I want to say definitely Bank Square Brewing Company, B Dry Systems, Family Landscaping, Robert Dix Insurance Agency, Deming Landscape, Family Lakeside Trailer Park, Eric Keeper, LUTCF, Bay Farms, Tagray Tools, Nora's Candy Shop, Nice Scoba, George Kaler Sales and Service, Black River Ale House, Rome Signs, CBI Cables. We want to say thank you guys for doing what you guys do with supporting us. This is what's doing all of this stuff. We want to give mad props to all of our sponsors because that's what's getting us together. And we say happy holidays to all those people. We say happy Thanksgiving to all those people. You know, many safe, many happy travels to everybody this holiday season. And this year is going to be special. NABLL 22 upstate champions. We're not done. The boys are hungry. That's the awesome part is the boys are hungry and they want more. So I'm excited. I'm excited, Beecher. I'm excited, Rod. It's well worth it. Amen. That's
I
all I
can't
got to
wait.
say. Amen.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Thanks to the creator for the game. And you guys, anything else you want to say before I end the live stream?
Go Bills.
Go
Go
Bills! Oh, come
Bills.
on!
Oh, buddy. Go Bills. That's what we do. That's how we do it on Yeti Nation. Go
All
Bills.
right. So
And we
first
won't
week
we and
Yeti talk.
we won't even say what Robert Dick or Robert T. Leary would say after that because he has something that he would say, and we won't say what he says after that.
Not
Yeah.
everything is appropriate that comes from Bob Leary. I
it
have learned.
happened. Sometimes we let things happen. He's a
Uh,
Steelers fan. I feel bad for him.
Again, thanks for joining us on Yeti Talk. Next week we might do it on Tuesday night at the open floor at the Nexus Center, 8 o'clock.
That's awesome. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there, thank you very much. We love you.